So travel isn't just something you do out in the world. That's one aspect of travel. If you look up the dictionary of travel, it'll say going from one place to the other in a very literal sense via planes, trains, automobiles, or walking if you're doing a pilgrimage. But here at Liminal Travel, we define travel a little more broadly. It's not just going out and going somewhere. It's about how we travel through our life and how we travel inward to our inner landscape. Hey, I'm Jamie. I am the heart and mind behind Liminal Travel. I'm so excited that you're here at my channel. If you watched the last video, if you haven't, go ahead and watch that. I'm going to do things a little bit less prescribed by social media and how everyone says you should be doing this. I want to keep it real. I want to keep it authentic. And if you're my people, you're going to keep tuning in. And if you are still here, I'm so happy you're here. So today I'm going to talk about the three pillars or the three doorways of liminal travel, which I've already kind of talked about them. I'm going to go a little deeper. So the first doorway is the journey beyond. That is where I will help you plan trips, plan, I don't like the word vacations, but it could be a vacation, plan girls' weekends, plan family reunions, plan personal retreats. Anytime you want to go somewhere, I'm your gal. I'm going to help you not only schedule an itinerary and pick the place, but we're going to do some travel counseling, figuring out where you want to go, why you want to go there, what's the deeper meaning behind all this. Really bringing more meaning and purpose into your travel versus just an escape, versus checking things off of a box. The consumer mindset of travel is where we want to move away at Liminal Travel. We're focusing on experiential travel as therapy, travel as travel as moving through hard stuff, really expanding your experience of travel beyond just the vacation. The second doorway is the everyday threshold, and this is where we start to bring ritual into our everyday life. So what's the difference between ritual and routine? Routine is something that we go through the motions and don't really have to think about it too much, and it can feel nice because it's familiar, but it doesn't have a whole lot of meaning because it's just half the time you can do the thing without even thinking about the thing. Ritual is where you wake up and are doing actions in a way that you're completely mindful and aware and in the moment. You're doing them with a meaning or deeper purpose behind them, and it's marking the passage of time, right? So like a really simple ritual that I love is when I'm leaving my door to go out into the world, pausing at that threshold, taking a breath and knowing that I'm leaving home and I'm not quite to where I'm going yet, but I'm in the process of going there. And that's the liminality that we're looking at. Really common liminal moments. Our birthday. How are you celebrating your birthday? That's the ultimate like ritual. Not that we want to like pump ourselves up and celebrate ourselves, but it's really about the passage of time. Where have you been and where are you going? And what does that feel like? What does that look like? And there's other big rituals and smaller rituals, and there's natural liminal spaces that are already marked in our calendar, in the seasons, and in the stars and moon above and the planets above. The third doorway of liminal travel is the soul crossing, which I gotta work on that name. It sounds like we're dying, but the idea is that the soul is crossing over from being outward focused to going inward focused. In my primary practice, and what I will always identify as, is a yogi. I am a yoga practitioner. I'm a yoga teacher. Yoga is an amazing practice and pathway and tool for inner exploration. And the whole point of the practice is to wake up. And there's other things I also incorporate. I started practicing shamanic practices in 2019 when I got sober. And that has been a really eye-opening and valuable practice that got me to places that yoga couldn't. But I will say, I think that yoga in its older manifestation was very much shamanic. So these shamanic practices that I learned via the core shaman practices of a Michael Harner, I think that this stuff was already embedded in ancient yoga, but modern yoga kind of washed it away and made it more exercise-based. I also do tarot, and I do natal chart readings, and I do a whole bunch of other stuff too. But tools to help you to go inward to explore the inner landscape, because that's just as important as going out into the world and exploring that outer landscape. And then the rituals help us to pass the time between the three. So if you'd like to book a session, or if you're just curious about how I could help you, please reach out. Please go into my website, liminaltravel.co, and book a free session, and let's see if we want to work together. I'm not for everybody, but I might be for you. Stay tuned.